I am likely thinking of a caduceus or a triskelion. Let's see. Oh, there it is. The caduceus? That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's got like a sword and snakes? Interesting. It represents Hermes, the Roman god Mercury, who was the messenger of the gods and the protector of merchants. Note, the caduceus is often mixed up with the single snake medical staff. It is technically a symbol for commerce and trade, though it is frequently used by hospitals and pharmacies by mistake. In ancient mythology, it symbolizes peace, commerce, and negotiation. Herald's wand. Ancient Greek. According to myth, Hermes was given the wand by Apollo or Zeus. When he used it to separate two fighting snakes, they coiled around the staff, creating this iconic image. Because of Hermes' role as a herald, the staff traditionally represents safe travel, diplomacy, and the peaceful resolution of conflicts. Maybe this has something to do with the divine masculine peacefully resolving conflicts in some way? Maybe like internal conflicts or external conflicts? And how that, because I was saying it's like there's something about this symbol and this cape, or this robe. Cape? Robe? I think it's both. And their ability to manifest, or the belief in themselves, their understanding of their capabilities has to do with something involving the symbol. Apparently this symbol is widely utilized by commercial pharmacies, hospitals, and the U.S. Army Medical Corps. It is traditionally a symbol of commerce and thieves. Commerce and thieves, not medicine. The true historically accurate symbol of healing is the rod of Asclepius, a single wingless staff entwined by only one snake. Okay, so it looks similar to that, but it doesn't have wings, and there's only one snake around the staff. Often used to represent messengers or to settle disputes. Messenger. Share your gifts with grace. I don't know if there's something about this divine masculine sharing their gifts in a way that like they're a messenger in some way. They're discovering their power as a messenger in some way, or their capabilities regarding that. I keep seeing it mentioned accidental association with medicine is a modern misunderstanding. So a misunderstanding of one's gifts, or or what they're capable of in some way. The messenger of the gods. Hermes, the messenger of the gods. In alchemy and magic, it is used to represent alchemy, transformation, and wisdom. Again, note, the true symbol of medicine and healing is the single snake rod of Asclepius. It's like... Alright, moving on. Maybe there's something about that, because I remember with the flowers, I was talking about the other one that came out in a different reading where it was like ascending the mountain, and then the flower and medicine came out to clarify that. I don't know. Healing something? Alright, what am I doing? Let's move on. Why is discovering truth here for what the divine masculine is currently doing in their riverbank energy that's affecting the river they share? Discovering truth for what the divine masculine is currently doing. The sun. You stand in the light of truth. The sun. Standing in the light of truth. Damn it! Dharma unfolding with the sun. The sun, it's subtle, but it's around this person's head. The sun. clarity, awareness, truth. Standing in the light of that truth. It's like operating from a space, like the mental, the way a person sees things, experiences things, communicates things, interprets. Discovering truth, standing in the light of truth. Again, oh my goodness, y'all. Just like in the star card with the stars and the astrological signs with the blanket on the Divine Feminine's Nine of Swords, the astrological symbols, signs, with the sun, it's the same. These little, I don't know if you can see this, but around the sun, all these, what is it, astrological? The zodiac signs. Discovering truth, stand in the light of truth. Sunflower, did I not say sunflowers earlier? Sun and flower, yeah, and then the sunflowers in here. My goodness. Discovering truth. So this Divine Masculine is currently discovering truth. They're currently standing in the light of truth. They have an awareness. What they can do to continue helping the river. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Happiness. Standing in the light of truth of their happiness, or what makes them happy. Being honest about what makes them happy. Standing in the light of truth. Again, with the friggin' red. Who did that come out for? The Divine Feminine. That's right, with the sun. The Divine Feminine's a beneficial energy for the Divine Feminine to lean into was the sun. And there was this red drapey cloth on a wall. Oh my goodness. I'm super done. Super done. Not really, I just say that for some reason. The brick wall here, the stone wall, this is what was in Divine Feminine's Sun card. And they were on a horse as well. And the person was wearing, they were covered in a red cloth that was draping from them down the horse and down the wall. Yeah, and this it looks like an infant or a toddler. They're holding this flag with the red cloth. Stand in the light of truth. Red cloth with the Magician around this person's neck on their robe. It's like this is wild. It's like this Magician, this Divine Masculine, sharing gifts with grace, inspiration and love coming to you. There's something about the connection between this Divine Masculine's heart space, their truth, which and this Magician being their robe, the Magician's robe. It's like what lies in this Divine Masculine's heart space, or what is opening up in this Divine Masculine's heart space, or the act of this Divine Masculine opening up their heart is leading to, like, it's related in some way to their truth, their happiness, and ultimately their full potential, their capabilities, their ability to manifest. There's something about that. It's like if this Magician was not living in their truth, if they were not following their happiness in some way or pursuing happiness, they would not have this robe in some way. And their powers, it's like this robe is a source of their power in some way. And this isn't like this Divine Masculine's power comes from an external source. It's within them. Whatever this truth, by them standing in the light of their truth, opening their heart in some way. Interesting. Why is unknown territory here for how the river is being affected by what these counterparts are currently doing? Unknown territory for how the river is being affected? Unknown territory for how the river is being affected. Eight of Swords. Shortened force. Yeah, with the Eight of Swords, again with the red. This person has a limited perspective. Alright, Eight of Swords. Someone feeling stuck, restricted, having a limited perspective because we're dealing with swords here. Unknown territory. Yeah, it's like this person doesn't know where they are. They feel stuck in some way with unknown territory. It's like feeling stuck or not being able to see clearly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like this river has been feeling restricted in some way, and I keep saying that. I know I keep saying that. There's been some kind of restriction with this river, with this connection. And discovering truth. I'm not sure if it's because, like, this divine feminine is a Knight of Swords energy because they're not seeing something 100%. They're not seeing something. Or it's like all this person needs is a different perspective and they'd be free. With the red, right? There's restriction here. This divine feminine is being restricted, or has been restricted, has been suppressing this star energy that they are. This healing, this inspiration energy. And this divine masculine, I believe, has been either suppressing or not fully seeing all their capabilities, not seeing their true power. It's like the stepping into power card, right? It's like not seeing someone's full potential, their own full potential. The Eight of Swords, this person has no idea that they're in this red robe. They just feel stuck. They're like stuck in their thoughts, or they're stuck, they're just stuck. It's interesting because in the background of this card, it's not really easy to see, but there's like, I believe this is water over here, back here, and yeah, this person, they're standing in a puddle. They're standing in a puddle, all these swords are in it, and more water, water, water. And then back here, there's like I don't know what this would be called, a hill, a cliff. And on the cliff there's like a castle, or there's some kind of like houses. There's some kind of community or something there. Like there's places where people exist and dwell. And it's all fogged in, and it can't be seen clearly, right? And then in Divine Masculine's discovering truth, there's a similar situation going on, but there's light. There's light shining, and there's a path. There's a winding path that can be seen, and then there's these hills with all these different communities or different places. Like it could be seen clearly, and it's on the path. It's like the possibilities, the truth. Yeah, it's like, so whatever's been going on here with the restrictions, with the lack of seeing everything, with the lack of clarity, the limited perspective, whatever's been going on here it's all part of the process. It's how it's supposed to be. It's how it's supposed to be. But this person isn't supposed to stay here in this energy, this restricted, oppressed energy. It's more of, they're supposed to free themselves at some point, once they're able to see how to get out of it, or once they see what they've been missing, or once they see what they haven't seen before in some way. It's like this is part of the process. This is part of the path. Both counterparts have to experience this. Both of them have to experience this at some point in this journey, at least once, in order to understand how to free themselves. Now, there's something here with all the astrological signs and symbols. What is that with the sun and the star? The sun and the star. The sun is a star, am I right? I tend to forget that. The sun is a star. Interesting. What was I saying before? Express your gifts. something, oh yeah, the throat chakra here. Communicating. There's something about the divine feminine communicating in this star energy that is acting as the sun energy for this divine masculine. I've said this before. I don't remember when or where. I'm beyond trying to remember these things. But there's something about that. And discovering truth. I'm firmly believing that, I mean, this could go any or both ways, but there's something here about the divine feminine speaking from their heart, or communicating something regarding their heart, that the sun is a star. The sun is discovering truth. The star. Move into your true self. Yes, as this divine feminine moves into their true self, unleash your spirit, express your gifts. As they unleash their spirit and express their gifts, there's some kind of I almost said repercussions. I don't know how to interpret that one. There's some kind of it's like a domino effect. A domino effect. What are those called? Boop and boop, all of them. Domino effect. Sun. The sun is a star. It's a matter of perspective. I tend to forget that because I'm on Earth and I see the sun in a specific way and I see the stars in a specific way. The stars are further away, but they feel more, I feel closer to them than I do to the sun. I love the sun. I love it. Sing to the sun. But I don't know if this makes sense. Is this divine masculine more of this world than the divine feminine in some way? I know they share things cosmically, energetically, but there's something about this that I'm not quite figuring out yet. Stand in the light of truth. The sun is a star, and a star is the sun. What does this mean? What does this mean? Standing in the light of truth. Truth is the common thing here. Truth is the common thing. There's something astrological. There's something positivity. Okay. Because I'm remembering Divine Feminine's reading. The sun was in this spot for a beneficial energy for them to lean into, and we were talking about positivity, happiness, vitality, things like that, right? And then 9 of Swords with the blanket, the astrological symbols and signs on the blanket. Hold on. The truth. Clarity. Clarity about ... The truth about ... Thoughts, feelings, and communication, words, expression. I don't know what this is. I gotta move on. If I figure it out in the editing process, here's what I figured out. Alright. The sacred self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts for what Divine Feminine can do to continue helping this river they share with the Divine Masculine. Sacred self. For what the Divine Feminine can continue to do. 9 of Wands. Great strength. Yes. This is not an easy process. It requires great strength, resilience, an understanding of, because this 9 of Wands, right? This person's been through it. They've got a bandage on their head. They've built these walls. The wall. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance the sacred living, or sacred rhythm of life. Sacred living. there might be something here about the divine feminine's perspective, like how I was talking about how I'm not attached to this earth. I'm not, like, I don't feel, like, I'm grateful to be alive. I like being alive. But it's the physical existence that I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of what this life seems to be like as a human. Or I'm not a fan of what humanity has, for the most part, or like modern society, like what, I don't know. There's something about this where it's like not seeing being on this earth, being in this world as something to struggle with, or something that one needs to protect themselves from. I think I said something earlier about embracing this earthly existence in some way. If I didn't already say it, I'm saying it now, I guess. Great strength. It's like, instead of being in this like guarded, weary energy, unleashing one's spirit in this earthly existence, finding a way to express one's gifts, to create their own path. This divine feminine is being encouraged to, it's like being a trailblazer in some way, or doing things, finding a way to operate and exist in this world in a way that, like how I was saying before, it's like, as I've gotten older, it's just I've learned how to suppress my true self, or I've learned that for me to feel better, to feel safer in a way, I have to suppress myself. I have to act like the humans. I have to try to find a way to fit into something that's already created versus creating my own path, creating something that's authentic to me and allows me to exist in this world in a more positive, less guarded manner. Does that make sense? Unleash your spirit. Yeah, it's like someone's spirit, their sacred self. Because if you look at this card, the general vibe, right? This person looks miserable. They look hurt and miserable. Versus this general vibe, this bird flying free. It's like a caged bird feeling miserable, and then a free bird flying free. It's like escaping from a cage, and the cage is in the mind. The cage isn't necessarily this world, this physical reality, it's in the mind. Interesting. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. For what divine masculine can do to continue helping the river. 5 of Pentacles. These people are outside. It's like, I believe the traditional explanation of this card is, it's like they're locked out of a church. They're outside of this church. And it's like they feel like they're missing out on something. It's a general feeling of lack, of feeling left out, of feeling a loss of something, focusing on loss, focusing on what's missing. They're like shunned. They're shunned. They're not welcome in here. And Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. So I don't know if, what does this say? Material trouble. Yeah, I mean, this card also represents, because they're pentacles, right? Material, lack of material abundance, or a perceived lack of material abundance in some way. It's like this divine masculine in some way. Their path. What was I saying earlier? I don't remember. Their path currently, or in some way, this divine masculine feels like a similar way that these people do. missing out on something, like shunned or lacking in some way, like impoverished in some way. Remember that you're on a path. Yeah, I think I said something that, like, paths, there might be, like, I think it might have been unknown territory. Like, I don't know if this divine masculine isn't, they haven't experienced this energy often or ever before. I don't know. There might be something about that where this would be unknown territory to them. I don't know why I'm making a, what's that symbol? The infinity. I have a ring. My ring is an infinity sign. The Magician. I know there's a, like, traditional meaning to that for these cards. I don't know what it is. Represents the concept of boundless limit or eternity. Eternity. Okay. So if this divine masculine, because I was just, like, naturally making that symbol here when I was, I don't know if this divine masculine, if they're currently in this energy of lack or loss or feeling left out, shunned, something like that, impoverished. If there's any of that, I don't know if this divine masculine has been feeling like this is not just a part of the path, this is forever, like this is how it is. Like forever missing out, lacking, forever like outcasted. There's something about that. But it's important for this divine masculine to understand that they're on a path. This is just a portion of the path on this journey in some way. And maybe that's related to this feeling restricted or stuck energy. Unknown territory. Yeah, it's like this unknown territory in this divine masculine. They might feel like, is this the end? Like, is this the end of this path? Where am I? What's going on here? And that's feeling that leads them to feeling restricted or having a limited perspective in some way, or just there's something about that. Yeah, it's kind of because I'm focused on the light, right? There's a lot about light, discovering truth, stand in the light of truth. The sun, the sun is a star. That's funny. I just realized it's shaped like a star. There might be something interesting, and then the pentacles have the star. I can't remember one of those. Like hope. Okay, because I just noticed the star has the most points on it over here. The sun has slightly less, and then this pentacle has slightly less. Like less hope, less clarity. There's something to that, and some kind of hopeless feeling. But it's important to focus on, okay, because these 5 pentacles, they represent the actual loss, the actual, an actual meaning like how it seems in the physical realm with pentacles. How this, whatever feeling this is, whatever experience this is regarding lack, how that's represented physically is not the truth. The truth is in the light behind it. And it's like, this is a very shadowy, dark energy out here, but then you see the light being cast down here, and you see the outline of the shadow outline of the pentacles in here. And I'm kind of getting like there's something about focusing on seeing the truth behind what things might seem like physically in some way. Seeing the truth behind what is apparent. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. I'm almost getting the sense of like, instead of focusing on what's happening, it's the why it's happening. I don't know if that makes sense or is relevant. What's happening versus why it's happening. And that could tie into the remembering that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. It's happening because it's an important part of this path. This is terrain that one must navigate in order to continue on the path. It's like a checkpoint. I've said that before too. Shit. It's a checkpoint. This feeling, whatever this feeling is, of lack, again, they've been shunned. They're not welcome here. Whatever that feeling is, it's important to look at the why behind that. That was wild. I don't know if you saw what just happened with the light. There was light reflecting down into this area, and I was looking on the computer screen. To the best of my ability, I really can't see that well. And it looked like over here, so I looked physically this way, and I saw it's the Spiritual Union card. The Spiritual Union card. I've just kept it out because it forever reminds me of the Divine Masculine reading that I did when this card from a different deck ended up in this deck. And I thought that was really weird because I'm kind of like, I'm not going to say OCD about it, but I'm very particular about paying attention to how I put cards back together in their decks. So when this appeared in the deck, I was like, there's no way I accidentally put this card in that deck. No way. Even if they look similar on the back. What is this? It's like the flower. Oh my goodness. I'm done. I'm done. This flower on the back of this card looks very similar to this flower. Very similar to that. My goodness. And then now I'm noticing it's like, what's going on over here almost seems like the flower. Okay. Anyway, so I was drawn to this because the light flickered on it. It went like one light here somewhere, and then two over here somewhere. And I looked at it. Spiritual Union. And in this card, it's these two people. I just said this for Divine Masculine's reading. When did I say it? It was during one of the, was it? I think it was in the advice portion, the guidance at the end of the video. It was for one of the zodiac signs. I don't remember who, but for someone I said something about integration and this, there's those graphs, I think, graph, and it's the two circles that overlap. The two circles overlap, and there's this in-between part that, well, I don't remember exactly what I was saying. And then the light coming from that in-between part, there's something about this. Because this is it's like their minds together, or like there's a similarity, or there's, what was I talking about before those lights happened over here? What was I talking about? Remembering that this is part of the path. Oh yeah, I was saying this is part, it's like a checkpoint. It's an essential checkpoint on this journey. And I don't know if there's something about this Divine Masculine experiencing something, like, it's like, okay, what I'm kind of getting, there's something specific about whatever this Divine Masculine is going through, or has been going through, when it comes to this energy, like out in the cold energy, feeling cold, feeling unwelcome, feeling a lack in some way, whatever way that might be. There's something about their current experience of that being connected to Divine Feminine's experience of that. And why it's essential. For some reason, it's essential that this Divine Masculine experiences that. And I don't know why, but it's important. Interesting. And there's this leaf. There's this leaf that's like pointing downward towards this overlapping part of their heads. Leaf. Okay, there's a lot of leaves over here. Oh gosh, there's leaves. The world. The Magician's leaves. The flower. The flowers, the sunflowers. You stand in the light of truth. There's a lot of leaves here. And the star card. Oh man. What is the purpose of leaves? What What is the purpose of leaves? Hi, leaves. Leaves. Spaceman. Huh. I was just reminded of, because I was talking about the divine feminine energy being like, of the stars, like, what did I say earlier? The earth, the leaves. I was saying something about like this divine masculine might have, I want to say like a better connection, a better connection to the earthly realm than the divine feminine does. And there might be something about that when it comes to the importance of this overlap. Because we have divine feminine as one circle, divine masculine as the other circle. Coming together, there's the slight overlap with the leaf. And there's something about, and this is regarding divine masculine's current experience of this, whatever this represents to them. Whatever that represents. And it also has to do with a connection to the earth, or the experience on earth. What did I say? I said something. This divine masculine, this feeling, whatever this feeling is, I think I said, and I'm not trying to suggest this divine masculine has never felt like this, but there's something specific, and there's something very specific about, and I'm not going to say comparing. Okay, what am I getting? There's something specific about, about the why. Why it's important for this divine masculine to experience this. And I think it has something to do with, like, I said, as an essential part of their path. It's required. If like one has to experience this to progress further. And I think that's because to progress further in this connection with this divine feminine collective, there's something about what they're experiencing now that is deeply important to this divine feminine, or it's been a significant part of their life in some way on this earth. And I was saying it's like this divine masculine has had a better connection with this earth, this physical existence, whatever way that is it's important to understand and to see how it's been, I think, the opposite for this divine feminine. There's something here about how, this is wild, and I wish I could articulate this, but I'm feeling it. There's something about how, because I'm trying to be choosy about my words because I don't want this to come off wrong. It's almost like, okay, an example. This is just an example. When I say a better connection to the earth, right? A better connection with this physical realm. It's kind of like, okay, you've got these two individuals. You've got these two individuals. And one of the individuals, I'm going to use this as the divine masculine for this example because it's the energy that I'm getting. And I mean this with the purest and most loving intention. I don't mean this in like an insulting way or anything like that. There's something about this divine masculine has experienced the physical realm in, okay, the way these people are outcasted in the cold, impoverished. There's something about the divine masculine experiencing this physical realm in the opposite way of that. They've been the ones that have felt like not lacking in some way. They've been the ones that have been feeling like part of this earth. It's like they felt more of a genuine connection to this world and the people in it. And by genuine connection, I mean more in the lines of, or more along the line of, shit. More along the line of, like, fitting in some way. they've experienced this world in a way that is more, like their experience of this world has been more accepting in some way. Not saying it hasn't been challenging, but there's something about that. For whatever reason, they've experienced, I believe, less of this energy. And this could represent all sorts of things. Like outcasted, impoverished, cold, accepted, like physical stability with finances or with one's like home environment. What else? Did I already say accepted? Like a sense of belonging in a way? But it's not, I'm not talking on a soul level. I'm talking belonging as in like the physical experience of belonging. Like having some kind of community or having some kind of, I don't know, I gotta stop. What I'm trying to say is that whatever they're experiencing now is crucial and necessary for this connection, because all of the things they have not experienced in the more shadowy specs, specifics, all that they there's something about this. It's essential for them to experience this. It's necessary and required, because something about the divine feminine, that divine feminine has experienced more of this in this physical realm. The divine feminine has experienced more lack, more loneliness, more being outcasted, being cold. They've experienced more, and again, I'm not saying this like from a judgmental or like I truly, please don't misunderstand my intentions, because I'll have to go cry again. But this divine feminine has experienced more of the hardships related to this energy. And I think that if this divine masculine were to be able to see something clearly, they'd have to understand that or be aware of that in some way. Because it's like, okay, what was I saying before? It's like one of these people, it's like they grew up, right? Like their upbringing, and I'm not saying no one's gone through hardships, but there's something about the experience between growing up, like their upbringing, their experience of life thus far, has been dramatically different when it comes to whatever this energy is. And it's like, the way these two experience and perceive the world, the differences regarding that, there is an overlap. There's an overlapping, there's an integration, there's similarities, or there's, it's necessary to understand the other person's circle, their experience, their experience in this world, specifically when it comes to being part of this world. Now I'm thinking of the Little Mermaid, no voice, Ariel, and I can't remember the guy's name. The guy with the legs on the land. Is it Prince Eric? Is that a thing? Eric? Like Ariel wanted to be part of the human, earthly, or the physical world, right? Like she always wondered what that was like. And so she made a deal with Ursula, the sea witch, and she had to give up her voice. She had to, she didn't have to. She chose to give up her voice in order to be part of that world, part of the earthly realm. Because, where am I going with this? Anyway, so she got legs and she didn't know how to use them. She didn't know how to use her legs on that world. And she couldn't speak about it. She couldn't communicate it to the prince. And maybe if the prince had been aware of Ariel's, what she had been through and why she was behaving in the way she was, was because of her life experience thus far. And there would have been, I mean, it all worked out in the end, but like there was some kind of like, didn't the prince guy, he ended up, Ursula tricked him. The sea witch tricked him by using Ariel's voice. And the prince guy, he almost married the tricky bitch. The tricky bitch, because why did Ursula do that? Because she's evil? I don't remember why. But then she got her voice back. And I was saying, it's like, once she got her voice back, he realized what had happened or something like that. I don't know. There might be something about that. Anyways, there's something here about an understanding or an awareness that's required. There has to be, on one or both sides here, for one of the counterparts or both of the counterparts, an awareness of the other person's life experience thus far. How they felt, what they've been through. There's something about that. And I'm done. I have to stop. If we're going to get anywhere. Okay. My gosh. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Okay. Why is great adventure here? For how the river would benefit from these what am I trying to say? Words. These combined efforts. Why is great adventure? Take a risk, venture forward here. For how the river would benefit from these combined efforts. Great adventure. Take a risk. Welcome. Love. Two of Cups. Yeah. Two of Cups. That spiritual union card is the Two of Cups as well. Again with this damn symbol. I've already forgot what it's called. But it's that damn symbol. The wings, now there's a lion. Great adventure. Yeah, so by these two counterparts, the Divine Feminine, unleashing their spirit, expressing their gifts, dancing to the sacred rhythms of life, with great strength, being resilient in doing so, not allowing themselves to have such high, thick walls of protection around them. Finding a way to integrate themselves into this world in some way. There's something about that too. In a way that is creating their own path in this world. Making room for good energy. If it's not making a path for themselves in this own world, it's finding ways to release whatever fears these are. Restoring hope. Finding hope and healing within themselves, specifically their heart space, and specifically when it comes to how they express themselves. Once they do that, and they're able to dance to the sacred rhythm of life, and once this Divine Masculine is able to remember that they're on a path, and that each step, take one step at a time to happiness, each step is important, and like I was saying before, whatever this energy is for Divine Masculine, it's essential that they progress through this energy and they overcome it. They overcome it. And I think, what was I saying before? Something about the why. The why is important. The why is important. By both counterparts doing those things, it will allow the connection to venture forward because these counterparts would be taking a risk. A great adventure. They'd go on a great adventure together. It's required. It's almost like whatever phase they're in, these counterparts, whatever cycle they're currently in, it's ultimately a crucial, essential step to, it's like for the joining of souls, for the, what the hell? The joining of souls. And I'm like, there's this integration that's happening. And the steps now are super important to the success of this, to the achievement of this. This is like, I mean, it's a card of shared emotions to Reciprocated emotional energy. I don't know. This is wild. Okay. Speaking. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Rhythmum is a word now. Yeah, my plan was to use more cards, but I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm not gonna do any advice guidance for this one. I apologize. I honestly don't have it in me. I need a moment for that kind of energy. Yeah. Wow, this was a good time. If this resonated, I hope that it was beneficial and informative in some way. And I thank you again for being here. If you stuck around, I really do appreciate you. And until next time, bye.